Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do my recent reads and my TBR, but it's kind of a TBR for October and November, just books I want to read in the next couple months. So let's get into it. Okay, the first one, actually, you know what? I'll do my recent reads first. So the first book that I read was such a long time ago, guys. It was Getting Old is Murder, Rita Lankin. I'm not gonna go much into it. It was okay. I liked it, but it wasn't anything spectacular. It's about a lady named Gladys, and she lives in a retirement home with her friends. And unfortunately, some of her friends start to die. The police just thinks, it's normal old age death, and they're like, no, these people were killed. They go on, they find the murder. It was okay. Wasn't anything spectacular. I'm gonna say. Wasn't any Thursday Murder Club, but it was okay. So we'll go with that one. The next one I read, Just One Damn Thing After Another by Jodi Taylor. I DNF'd this one, guys. When you read the back of it, it says it's supposed to be like historians and time travel, and the historians go back, and it was really more about the Institute and what was happening inside the Institute and who was sleeping with who at the Institute. So it was kind of weird. Like, you would see little parts of them go back into the past and look for stuff, but the parts where they were doing that were so short. There wasn't much about them. And all the rest of it was just what was going on in the Institute. And, it's supposed to be like this secret institute and not many people know about it. I don't know. I got bored halfway. I did give the book a chance. I read more than half and I just got bored. So I DNF'd it. So there you go. Not a spectacular read. I understand why people like it, and there's a whole bunch of them, but it wasn't for me. The next one after that, I read two of Grady Hendrix' books. So I read How to Sell a Haunted House and The Southern's Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires. I'll put them up here. All these books came from the library, so I don't actually have physical copies. I like them both. I really, really like them both. I did like the How to Sell a Haunted House more than I liked The Southern's Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. That was a mouthful. I found that I liked the other one better just because I found the vampire one is a little gory, but I haven't read horror in a long time, so that could be just it. I wasn't used to that kind of stuff. But I did like them both. They were both really, really good. Though the first one, How to Sell a Haunted House, was a sister and brother who had to sell their parents' house after they had a horrible accident. The siblings don't get along. They really, really don't get along with each other. So they had to come together. They had to sell a house. There was a lot of puppets, creepy dolls, that kind of stuff. So The Southerners Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I keep saying slaying vampires. Was just about a group of 90s housewives who have a book club. This man, the vampire, comes in. He kind of inserts himself into one of their lives more and more and more. And then there seems to be killings of children on the other side of town that nobody really cares about, but they start to look into it, and, it goes from there. It was good. I liked it. After that, I read a great book, which is called God Killer. Hannah Canner, I guess. That was my favorite book of the month. I didn't read much in September, which I normally do. I read about 8 books, and I think I've only read about 6. I really enjoyed God Killer, and it kind of put me in a little bit of a slump because after that, I didn't know what to read. But God Killer is about this woman who is a God killer. You learn how she became one and why she is one. She meets this noble little girl who's about 12, and she has a god that is kind of attached to her. They're bonded, so they cannot go far enough apart without hurting each other. And, you know, the god killer, she kills gods, but she can't kill this god because if she kills the god, then she will kill the little girl. So they go on a quest, and while they're on this quest, they meet this man who's a baker, but it's not really a baker. He was one of the king's knights, and he's going on the quest to the same city as they are to see the gods. It's really good. It's a found family. They all mesh together really, really well. I really, really liked it. I found that I really like quests in fantasy. I really like people going from one area to another to find things. I like quests. So that one, if you're going to read anything, read that one. After that, I listened to the audio of 2-Part Sugar, 1-Part Murder. And that was by Valerie Burns. It's cute. It's a cozy mystery. It's cute. It's about a girl who's more of a influencer. Her aunt dies. Her aunt leaves her bakery and her house and her dog named Baby, who's a giant mastiff. So she has to go there. She has to run everything and live in the house for at least a year before she's allowed to sell it. So, and she doesn't know how to bake. She's one of those, when you first listened, I listened to it. When you're listening to it, she sounds bratty. She sounds bratty and she sounds really annoying. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But the more she learns and the more she grows, you get to like her a lot better. But what happens is she's in her aunt's bakery, well, her bakery, and owners on the street, he ends up dead with a knife that was from their bakery. Her fingerprints were on the knife, blah, 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 blah. It goes from there. So it was really interesting. It was cute. I liked it. There's another one. Don't know if I'm going to continue, but I did like it. So those were just the books I read. That's it. And we will move on to what I want to read in, I would say, the next couple months. More of a mood reader. So I'm going to be honest. I might not read any of these. But these are the books that I would like to read within the next 2 months. I'll most likely have more. I most likely will change books out. But these are some of the books I'd like to read. And the first one would be Murder at the Pumpkin Pageant. And I know I've had this book in like hauls and stuff like that before. It is by Darcy Hannah. It's literally, I think it's the 4th book in the series. But you know what? I'm just going to read it because it's a pumpkin pageant. It's Halloween, guys. So I'm going to read it. Seems cute. I don't know if I'm going to go into all what these books are about. I might do that later. But so that one's cute. First Halloween book. And the next one, take out my little thing here, is Murder in the Family. This one here, I've seen it and it's multimedia, but it's got like different things on it. Like this is an ID card. It's got maps. It's got like dry erase films. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It just sounds like it's like a true crime story that you can help solve while you're reading it, which I thought was really cool. No one saw the killer, but they all saw the body. So, one's by Kara Hunter. So, I've been really looking forward to reading this, and I need to actually just read it. The next is A River Enchanted. Now, I don't know. I know a little bit about this. I know there's a guy and he has to come back because girls have gone missing. It sounded really interesting, and I know a lot of people have read it and liked it. So I thought I would give it a chance. Once childhood enemies, now unwilling partners, Jack and, Ariana, must put aside their past rivals to entice the spirits to return the girls. So something happens to a whole bunch of girls and they have to figure out how to get them back. So I'd like to read that one. The next one is A Stranger Upstairs, just because it's a thriller. It's short. It sounds creepy. Most people don't buy any infamous murder house to renovate for fun. But Sarah Slade is not most people. Sounds good. Sounds creepy. And it's not very long, so I think I will get to that one quickly. Because it's not very long at all. I do have some books, like, over here. Somebody said it's like When Harry Met Sally kind of book. I love Harry Met Sally. And, I mean, look at it, guys. It's got, like, fall written all over it. It looks cute. If I can get to this one. If not, I will read it next month. And then there's another one here, like, there's this one. The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. Let's see. And this one is by Brianna Randall. This one is cute, but I heard that it does have some sad topics in it. So people are comparing it to Practical Magic and I guess Gilmore Girls, but I know that in it, the girl's grandmother is diagnosed with cancer. She only has weeks to live. And this girl there's a curse on their family where she's already had a couple heartbreaks and she can only have so many heartbreaks. And then something happens to her magic. And she's already had a heartbreak where her boyfriend left, then her brother left, and now her grandmother's going to die. So she really keeps her heart hidden from people. So it seems cute. It looks like it might be a little bit sad, but I think I might give that one a try. And I really want to read September House. I know it's not September, but I know this one's about a lady and her husband. She gets her dream home and they live in it for a while. And her husband can't handle the hauntings. And the hauntings in September are worse. The walls bleed. The ghost comes out. All this stuff happens. And suddenly he disappears. And the daughter, who's older, she comes back. And she's like, nope, we have to find dad. So the mom's trying to get the ghost to be quiet because their daughter doesn't know anything about the ghosts. So it sounds like it might be funny too. So I'm going to give this one a try. I think it should be cool. I like to read that one quickly. This one is the London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. This one I'm reading now. And I'm going to say I'm only 31 pages in. So it's about a lady who goes to see another woman. Oh, she's a spiritualist. Because her sister died and the spiritualist knew her sister. So these two are going to go try and find out how her sister was murdered. I think that's it. I mean, there's probably more to it, but that's what I'm getting so far. And it's interesting. I'm liking it. And these two are the last two, except for One Dark Window, which I have on my Kindle, so I'll put the picture right here. That one, I am reading 2 right now. I have like 2 books at the go. I shouldn't, but I do. That one is actually really, really interesting. Sorry about the lighting. Is about a girl who, it's kind of hard to explain, has to do with magic, but it is a good book. I know there's a second one coming out, The Twisted Crowns, and that's I think it's only a duology though. It's only 2. Okay. Riley Sager, the only one left. I talked about this book before. Lady looks after an elderly lady. The elderly lady still lives in the house where all her family were killed. Everybody thinks she did it, but they can't prove she did it. And, well, this lady goes there to take care of her. The other lady, which is named Lenore, decides that she wants to tell her all about what happened, but she can only type. They only can contact through typewriters because Lenore already had too many strokes. So it sounds interesting. It sounds creepy. It's in a creepy house on top of a hill. So I'm hoping to get to that one this month. And the last one that I want to read, besides a couple other romances and stuff like that, in the next couple months, but is The Hacienda. This one, it just looks gothic and creepy. So it looks really interesting. Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca in this debut supernatural suspenseful novel set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence. In a remote house, sinisterly haunting and its woman pulled into its clutches. I'm hoping to get to this one as quickly as possible. And that would be about it. That is all the books that I would like to read in the next 2 months. I'm going to say 2 months. My reading has not been fabulous lately. And that's about it. Like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.